Fran Elliott, who established the Harry Angel Foundation, and I have been friends since the early 80s. And she fell in love with I've had golden retrievers all my life, and she fell in love with the bond and was just amazed at the bond between my Goldens and myself. So she said, I want this. And so I guess she inherited some money and moved to Sedona and this was 20 years ago. She set up a 501c charitable foundation called the Harry Angels, where she decided to raise golden retrievers. And she had a female and male that she wanted to breed, and those babies she raised, and then they are then go to puppy trainers when they're about 8 weeks old. And the puppy trainers, the volunteers, everybody's volunteer here. There's no money exchanged anywhere. So the volunteers keep the puppies and take them into stores and restaurants and civilize them and get them immune to all kinds of outside distractions. And they go on planes, so they're pretty much trained after, say, 9 months or a year. And then she has an entire long list of autistic children with special needs, and also special service groups that are in line for receiving the puppies. And these dogs go into these kids' homes and change their lives. Luckily, I've been able to go on some of the play scenes and seen the families and heard the responses when they get back, that no longer do the kids get out of bed and wander at night. The dog stays with them. It's such a relief for the parents. They go to the schools with them, and the kids are suddenly, who could never go anywhere without mom and dad, they can go into grocery stores and push carts and become independent and do things that they never imagined, and the parents never imagined would be possible. The dogs that go into the special service into childcare, where they are with children that have been abused, and they will not talk to a detective or to a person about what happened to them, but these people are able to put them in a room with the child, and the child will tell the dog what it was that happened. And later on, if it comes where the child needs to go to court to face her accuser or his accuser, the dog is allowed to go with them and sit right with them in the witness box to give them strength and courage to be able to do this. The dogs are also very important to the detectives and the policemen who see such horrible things in their jobs, that the dogs comfort them and give them a tremendous amount of support also. So we've got a couple of facilities that want replacement dogs. They've had Frans in the past, but the bad thing about dogs is everybody knows they don't live forever. So I'm hoping that a couple of dogs that come out of this litter, we've got 2 facilities that are waiting for them, and we're going to try and place them there. And then we have a huge long list of special needs children that are waiting for our dogs. So right now I'm here in Arizona to pick up Fran's beautiful dog, which Fran just died last year, about a year ago.
Who's that?
Peanut. He's from Roselle. That's Peanut and her great aunt. They're just playing.
And her last wish was that this dog of hers, this young 2-year-old, would be mated with my young 2-year-old stud. And so she's going to fly back with me to New York, and we're going to have some puppies this summer, and hopefully Fran's legacy will go on. She's placed hundreds of dogs over the past 20 years, and it would just be a shame if all the work that she did should come to nothing. So in our own little way, we're trying to continue her dream.
Can you tell me, she once said how she named her dogs, and they were all named P.
Right.
Can you tell me the history of that and what some of the dogs' names are?
I wish I knew, because some of the dogs are really bad. Peanut.
That's the one you're going to breed.
That's the one I'm taking. But yeah, I don't know. She just got hung up on that. And she just had fun naming them funny names that all began with P. The original ones were Grizzly Bear and I think Miss Peabody. From I think the Clue, the game Clue. But those were the original ones, and she had those when we were still together in New Jersey. But I'm not sure where she came up with that, but that's what she wanted to do.
What are some of the names of the P dogs? Can you remember?
Piccolo, Peanut. There were several Peabodys. There were a lot of Grizzes, the big, strong males, and a lot of Bears, the big, strong boys. Well, she changed around. The last litter that she had just this year, this time last year, was Wyatt and. But the thing is, the kids get the dogs and they name them something else. So it doesn't really matter. They say, no, that doesn't sound right to me. In fact, one of the kids named his dog Fran. Renamed it Fran because he loved her so much, and she did that. And that was a replacement dog for him. And, it's just beautiful. They post on Facebook, they post on the internet, pictures of these kids with the dogs right on top of them. And a funny thing, it reminded me that Fran said, because the parents would get the dog, and they're so excited. And they would say, will it keep him from running away and keep him in the yard? And she said, no, but she'll be right there with him when he runs away. He won't run off by himself.
That's oh my gosh.
That was Fran's.
Is there a special training that actually has to be instituted?
Yeah, it is, but a lot of it's common sense.
What makes a dog more attentive to an autistic child than to a normal child?
Well, we the Goldens are. Anyway, they love Goldens historically, and in their breeding, they love children. They're also this is why she settled on the Goldens, they're also very non-threatening.
Yeah, they are.
You see a pit bull come up, and you see a Golden come up, and everybody loves them. They love children, they love the family atmosphere, and they love having a job. So we give them a job. My Golden stud, he's not actually going to a family because he's going to stay around and breed a few litters, but he has a little vest, and I pull that vest out, and he runs from the back of the car and puts his head through it, puts it on. It's like, okay, we'll go into a restaurant, and he goes right. He loves it. He loves having a job. So it's not the dogs, it's finding the right people that are willing to give them the time, and the training. So it's really more about people. The dogs will pick up on this and just be great. I've never found a dog there is no bad dog. But it's tricky. Yeah, this is.
I just want to hand that to you. Tell us about it.
Yeah, this is Fran's book, and as she says, it's a story that began all with a dog named Strider, which was my dog back in '84, that she fell in love with. And, you know, she just wrote, it's called The Golden Dogs of Autism. They're the perfect assistance dog for autistic children. This she discovered quite accidentally. A neighbor mentioned to her that her autistic child had bonded with one of Fran's dogs, Pandorable, while playing in the yard. The mother said the girl never communicated with any living soul by using speech prior to talking to the dog. Fran looked into the intriguing possibility of a special connection between her dogs and autistic children. Puppies were raised by volunteers, and this is just what she's been doing, and somehow, miraculously, and I didn't believe it. The same thing with horses. I thought all this, you know, with autistic children was just a bunch of silly nonsense until they brought a child to my farm and introduced it to one of my horses, and that the horse just came right over to the child and ignored all the rest of us. There were probably 4 grown-ups and a kid in a wheelchair, and he was nuzzling him. I mean, it really is amazing that these gentle animals have and it's really true. And I'm a skeptic from heart. I really thought it was ridiculous. But they just tune into whoever's hurting, whoever needs them. Instinctively, that's what Goldens are, just very compassionate, loving creatures, and they've got some kind of instinct that makes them go to the weakest one in the group, the one that, in a room full of people, they'll go to the one that just lost her husband. I know it sounds ridiculous, and like I said, I didn't believe it at all except that I've had them all these years and I've seen it time and time again. And so this is what Fran was building on.